China is attempting to build a super embassy right in the heart of London. Is this innocent, or is it a potential national security risk due to its location and its size? Here to explain it to us is our wonderful research assistant, Aosheng, who has done some in-depth research on this subject. So Aosheng, tell us, why is this so important?
This new super embassy could potentially pose a risk to UK national security for two main reasons. The first most is its size and also its strategic location in London. So here is the old location of the Chinese embassy. It's kind of definitely not in the city center, but it's more of on the outskirts. And if we zoom in here, here below is the proposed new location of this new super embassy, and it's strategically placed inside the center of London. This area here is the administrative city of London. That's where a lot of the financial buildings are, and that's where the Gherkin is. And Canary Wharf, which is also an important hub. Both of these hubs collectively form the financial center of London, which itself is the second largest financial center in the world. And there are concerns that there's ample amounts of cabling and sensitive communication lines that snake and run between these two hubs, and this new Chinese embassy is strategically located in between and sits atop these sensitive fiber optic cables. Furthermore, if we zoom in a bit more, we will find that this new proposed site is actually extremely close to three data centers, the LeaseWeb, Atlas Edge, and Lumen data centers, which China its proximity could facilitate espionage and surveillance activities of these centers, as well as its proximity to a BT exchange, which could allow China to intercept and listen into phone calls.
Mm-hmm. So they say in real estate it's location, 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 but this location seems to be perhaps motivated by something else. So why is it called a super embassy?
It's called a super embassy because of its massive, massive size. This is what it currently looks like, but if constructed, China has plans to massively remodel this enormous complex. So this entire complex on its own is 5.5 acres. So that's 614,000 square feet of usable space. And China has already submitted plans to build an elevated building here. And that will likely include 7 stories, and the roof also contains structures of unclear purpose. And this could enable this could optimize line of sight signals intelligence collection, and that roof can contain additional intelligence equipment. Furthermore, China submitted plans to build multiple underground rooms, a basement area, and even a tunnel that will connect these two buildings down here. And again, that could also further enable the tapping of fiber optic cables, which requires physical on-site access to those cables. Furthermore, its sheer size, it's estimated to accommodate 250 staff, which is enormous, and some of that can provide cover for Ministry of State Security and Ministry of Public Security intelligence operatives.
So why now? Why do we think they're pursuing this big project at this moment?
So this is likely because China sensed a window of opportunity. So the Labour government came to power in 2024, and its previous application was frozen under numerous conservative governments. But with the July 2024 Labour victory, China saw an opening, and Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has shown to be more willing to engage with China. And in the fall, Xi Jinping even personally phoned him to request that he approve this new embassy project, which the British government has since called in, which means it is more likely to be approved now. There may be some economic motives as well. The UK economy is slowing, government borrowing is rising, and 2 months after the UK government calling in this application, the UK finance minister traveled to Beijing and in fact secured £600 million in foreign direct investment from China. So there's a belief that the UK is looking to China as like an attractive partner for investment. Furthermore, there's the uncertainty surrounding its trade relationship with the U.S. with recent tariffs, and there may even be a kind of a quid pro quo situation with the UK's own embassy back in Beijing. So their embassy in China is falling into disrepair, and their own planning permit to rebuild it has also been frozen. And China has signaled that it will not unfreeze that planning application until the UK greenlights its own project here in central London.
Mm-hmm. So both countries definitely using it as a point of leverage and a high priority.
Yeah.
As we know, the US and the UK have a long and historic intelligence sharing agreement. The Five Eyes Alliance has lasted for many, many decades and hopefully will last for many more. Do we think that some of the Five Eyes partners are looking a little skeptically at this project?
Oh, definitely one, the United States. In early June, a White House official has noted that the U.S. is deeply concerned about China potentially gaining access to some of the UK's sensitive communication lines. And if approved, the Trump administration may show more reservations about sharing certain U.S. intelligence with the UK out of fear that China could gain access to sensitive U.S. sources and methods. In retaliation, the UK may in turn reduce some of its intelligence sharing with the US, which would prove extremely consequential for both the UK-US partnership, also its special relationship, but also intelligence collection writ large. Furthermore, other Five Eye members such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand may in turn reduce some of their intelligence sharing with the UK for similar reasons, and a reduced UK role and presence within Five Eyes would be consequential, because as the second most powerful member of the alliance, a reduced UK role could lower the effectiveness, capabilities, and cohesion of Five Eyes.
So you've laid out the problem with potential risk. What do we do about it? How do we fix this?
Oh, so the UK has numerous options available to it. The first one would be to deny China's application outright. This is the most diplomatically damaging option, but there is a precedent in doing so. Ireland famously did so with Russia. Russia previously submitted plans to conduct extensive remodeling in its embassy in Dublin, potentially also including several underground rooms, and the Irish government was concerned that that could house SVR and GRU agents. So there is a precedent for countries doing that. Another option would be to conditionally approve China's embassy, but with heavy stipulations. One could be limiting the height of any or all buildings within the complex, limiting the number of stories they're allowed to have, insist that the underground rooms and tunnel be removed, and at the same time conduct a thorough review of the underground cabling and sensitive fiber optic cables that run beneath the site, be it relocating them or removing them altogether, doing a comprehensive review of the surrounding area as well. And they may also seek to shut down or disable or relocate the surrounding data centers and BT exchange. Lastly, a third option would be for the UK to take all the aforementioned precautions, but also conditionally link any approval of this new embassy in China to China approving its own embassy plans in Beijing. So the UK embassy is falling into disrepair. They have plans to demolish it and rebuild a new structure, and they could perhaps take this opportunity to include a several-story building, perhaps some underground rooms and tunnels as well. And it is strategically located near a data center as well. And more importantly, the UK could link any, like as I said, link any approval of this new embassy to China having to approve their plans in Beijing, and any justifications that Beijing uses to deny the UK's permit could then be mirrored by the UK in denying China's.
Clearly both sides looking at these as a point of potential leverage and negotiation always. And removing or shutting all of these down sounds extraordinarily expensive. I really liked your point about trying to figure out exactly where these cables go, because it makes a big difference whether they're going sort of from here all the way up and around the new embassy compound, or from here directly under an embassy compound and back to the financial center. That provides just too much opportunity. Well, thank you so much, Aosheng. And for those of you out there who would like to know more, check out our website. We have a piece on there called "Is China's New London Super Embassy a Risk to National Security?" I think we have shown today that at least probably yes. Thank you.